All right, welcome back to episode 8 of Let's Be Blunt. I am here with Terry Gray again. We are going to talk a little about some new products coming, talk about the laws that just changed in Minnesota. A lot of people didn't realize, I think 2 Saturdays ago, some cannabis laws got changed, which is very exciting for some people. It's pretty eyebrow-raising for others. We have some new products coming, one kind of exclusive to us, which is super unique. It's very hard for a micro who doesn't grow to get their own product that won't be on any other shelf, so it's pretty unique to see that coming out. And then we also have Unbound. I know everyone loves their flower. We have more of them coming. So we're going to dive right into it. Terry, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm missing Hunter. Hunter was supposed to be here today, but we have an empty chair, so you're stuck with me again?
Yeah, but you're a fun host. It's fun to be with you. So I heard you were out of state this weekend. What'd you do? Anything fun?
Oh, yeah. We went to Arizona. It was fun. It was hot, 99 degrees.
Nice.
We were only there for a day, but we hit up the Diamondbacks game, and it was one of my son's first Major League Baseball games, and it was free jersey night, so that was exciting.
Nice. Everything free is always better.
Absolutely. So
yeah.
He's wearing it nonstop. He can't take it off. But they only had extra large, and he's only 4'11", so it's kind of like a robe.
Head to toe.
Yep.
Oh, 99 out there while it was over here just piss pouring rain all weekend. That must have been a blast for you while we were over here barely getting by.
It was, but on our way back, we took a flight that left Minneapolis back to Sioux Falls, and we left at 9:55. It's normally a 35-minute flight, and we landed at 12:19. We hovered over Mitchell and Huron. We did loops for 2 hours, and then we finally were able to land.
Nice. Mitchell, did you look down, look at the Corn Palace at all? Be like, hey, look at that.
I wish. We were too high. We were above the clouds because we were avoiding the hail. So.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the Corn Palace, amazing place to go. It is completely husked with corn. It is an iconic place.
It's not quite as cool if you're not as high as Zach is.
They have a building lined with corn. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, you don't see that everywhere.
This is true.
But all right, let's get into some new product. We got some, I'm probably going to butcher the name. It's Daisgo. They are a cultivator, but they're also a band. It's super unique. I spoke about them a little bit, I think, last podcast or the podcast before, but they are getting us some pre-rolls today. They're landing hopefully in the next 30 minutes. And then this week as well, we are getting some flower from them. We are getting Medusa and Tricross. I'm super excited for Tricross because it's a brand new strain from them. Super exclusive, and it's not going to be anywhere else. So it's something fun to see. So super excited to see it. I know I'm probably going to get 1 or 2 of them, and unlike any other cultivators we have, they actually come in glass jars compared to like plastic Mylar bags. So I wonder if the quality is going to be any different because the container's different. I wonder if it's going to keep it a little bit fresher or if it's going to dry it out faster. It's just interesting to see the different packaging now because it's not just Mylar bags.
Yeah, good thing we have the bud bar, huh? So people can actually see, because Minnesota, even though it's in a jar, doesn't allow you to see through the jar. Is that right?
Yep. It cannot be transparent. It has to be like either frosted or matte or a Mylar bag, exactly, where you can't see through it. So yeah, exactly that. The bud bar is amazing, and I'm super appreciative for them to being creative to make something like that where customers could grab the jar, pull it up to them, smell the nug, because your nose knows, like we said in our blog post at one time. If you smell a bud and it smells good to you and it gets your like skin crawling, that's probably a good bud for you. Because I smell some of them, like I hate the soap that we have, but it's everyone else, all the other bud tenders we have, it's their favorite strain. I tell everyone all the time, to me, it smells and tastes exactly like the name. Tastes like soap. And they're like, I love it. It's the best strain ever. But I also love Fight Club. And that's a cross between red velvet and soap. But I guess the red velvet's so strong it kind of overpowers the soap.
And it tastes like blood, right? Fight Club?
No, I can't talk about it too much. It's the golden rule.
Truth.
And then speaking of, so both of those were sativas. So speaking of sativas coming, I got Bangkok Purple coming back. Amazing sativa. One of my favorite ones that we've had so far is from Lake Leaf Cultivation. Sorry, I hit a couple bowls before coming in. But it is Bangkok Purple. It tastes like candy. It reminds me of RS11 if you've ever got that from the Bay Area or even Chicago or Denver. Super like Smarties taste. So it's super unique to see something not taste like earthy or diesely and to have a completely different characteristic to it. So, and then we also have Purple Milk coming. Never had that one before. Brand new strain. I don't know if it's going to taste like milk, so I'm super excited to see. The driver told us that Permanent Marker, smelled and tasted like Permanent Marker, but I've had no review on Purple Milk, but I had to get it because it sounded interesting.
It sounds probably like, what is it, Fruit Loops? Once you're done eating the Fruit Loops, your milk is all purplish, kind of.
Oh, yeah, it reminded me of Star Wars, too, the blue milk.
Right.
But so we have those coming, and then we also we haven't had it before, but it's a crowd favorite in every state you go to, Gary Payton. Raw just did a collab with the Papers with the actual guy. So if you ever want to smoke Gary Payton in a raw Gary Payton wrap, you know where to go. And then also I got some stuff coming from Unbound. I don't remember the absolutely lemon strain because he was confusing me. He said limoncello and lemon luminati like 3 times in the same strain. So he was quite confused too, but I know it has a lemon in it. So we got lemon coming from them and a Pluto 45. Super excited for both of those. And for the first time ever from Unbound, we are having joints. So it's going to be a 5-pack. So everyone's been asking when we're getting, multiple joints. All we had were single grams, so now's the time. We have 2-packs, 3-packs, and we're about to have 5-packs.
And how many grams are in a 5-pack then?
So the 5-pack is 5.5, so you get 2.5 grams. So pretty good. I'd probably go for that. I know a lot of people have been really enjoying the dog walkers, which are like 0.35s, but for someone like me who smokes a lot, that's like 3 puffs, and I would have to light another one, and joints aren't too fun to light. So, and drum roll, I know you guys are on the edge of your seat, but we finally have our wax coming. Latest date would be Friday, but it will be here this week. It is Stashbox collaboration with Loon Labs. Loon Labs is a dude named Gabriel Hansen. He is killing the adult market right now. He's producing tons of chocolate bars. He's producing a lot of vapes and pretty much anything on the adult market that's coming out, that man has touched. So I'm super excited. This is our first time getting product from them. I'm excited to see what their manufacturing has to offer. So super unique to see.
Sweet. There's a lot of products coming in this week.
Oh, that's not even all.
That's not. Oh, wow. So for you, transferring every day is going to be more fun. Is that right?
Yeah. So before all of these products get in there, I have, I think, 84 products right now. So the lovely state of Minnesota at the end of the night and at the beginning of the day has to have you transfer all of your product from the product vault, which is in our locked room, to the retail area, which is all the room that you see and look at the buds and everything. So at the end of the day, we have to count, transfer all of that back, each one by one, select the tag number that each correlates to each individual packaging. It's probably an additional 10, 15 minutes every single night on top of counting the register, making sure everything else is clean. It's a great time to be alive. I wish we were 24 hours like Nevada.
Right, I saw that. In Arizona was the same way. Right across from our hotel was Mint was the name of it, and it was 24 hours, big banners.
They're a
And,
big chain.
yeah, it was, and they were busy. They saw them 24 hours a day. They were having people drive up.
Well, that's because Arizona does not have that 15% tax rate on cannabis. So, I mean, when it's a little bit cheaper, you get a little bit busier stores.
Yeah, any good things coming out of the new laws that you mentioned, or?
So, a lot of the laws that I was talking about previously, one of them, it did not allow outside investors into multiple cannabis businesses, but now a outside investor could own, I think, 33% on four of them. So it just gives them a little bit more of the opportunity to invest in more cannabis places, which Minnesota was not allowed at first. They were not hyped with the idea of, other people coming in from out of state throwing money in at Dispos. They wanted it to be Minnesota proud, Minnesota local, just like us. So I'm still 50-50 on that. I hope they're just trying to help some stores who don't have product right now who are really bleeding. So I'm just hoping that's what they're doing, but I can never speak for the government. They do cuckoo things all the time. And then another one was the hemp laws. So they are allowing companies like Lunar, where we carry their 10 milligram drinks. They're made in Minnesota. They also produce 50 milligram drinks illegal in Minnesota, but now they're able to export those to states like South Dakota, Tennessee, Wyoming, and places like that where they aren't capped at the 10 milligram drinks. So they're saving some hemp businesses with that because a lot of them weren't doing a majority of their sales to Minnesota businesses because 10 milligrams were very low potency compared to other states where you get 1,000 milligrams. So they are trying to rescue the hemp bill, and just very odd that they're doing that because originally they said they weren't even going to mess with hemp, and here we are.
Right, and if they're exporting to other states, then the tax happens at the state level, so then they're avoiding that as well. So it's really not helping Minnesota at all.
No,
by allowing the export.
Yeah, it's literally just making companies able to sell products that they already made beforehand and then continue to make them. I'm pretty sure Loon, whenever they made that law, or not Loon, but Lunar, whenever they made that law, they actually just rolled out 5 or 6 more drinks. So I think they were waiting on that law to pass for them to make production again.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, and on the other one with the investment, it doesn't seem like it's a good time for that. As far as I can tell, the businesses that are open are struggling to get product. It's not the crazy market that everybody thought it was going to be in Minnesota. Part of it is because the lack of product, the pricing, the tax. It sounds like it's not going to be fixing the situation. It, in fact, might be hurting the situation by getting more people investing in the market when the market's kind of oversaturated with dispensaries right now with not enough product.
Yeah, if you go to the OCM, you could just look at it's public record for anyone who wants to go out there. You could see the amount of license. There are over 100 and something dispensaries in the state, and there's only like 4 producers. So you get all these people hitting up the same 4 people. It's like a bloodbath. So, I mean, yeah, opening up 50 more dispensaries but not having product available to them, you're just getting money from shops and not allowing them to make money, which is very kind of cutthroat.
Yeah, just getting the licensing fees, but they're probably not seeing the revenue they were expecting on the tax because there's not near the sales people are expecting because there's not the product.
Yeah, and again, that's on them. Like, OCM just shut down Legends. So one of the biggest cannabis testing places in Minnesota, number 1, everyone was sending their products to them. They are probably still have a stockpile of product from a handful of cultivators and manufacturers, they got shut down for not updating their security and testing regulations. They were operating on a temporary license. The OCM was like, all right, we need you right now to operate, to get product flowing. But while you operate, get your badges set in place, get your testing regulations set in place, and they just blew it under the rug. They were like, oh, they need us too much to shut us down, and OCM called them on it. And now that's very detrimental to people like us, because I'd like to say 90% of the product we have right now is tested from Legends, and that means the people we were getting product from have stuff sitting at Legends. So now they're going to have to pay transport to get that to another testing lab. So that's going to add on to that fees that's initially going to be to the final consumer. So it's just not looking good right now. Luckily, before Legends got shut down, there were 2 more labs that just opened up. So at least we have a little bit of a breather, but it would have been, all pistons and steams rolling if all labs were up and running. So
Yeah, I think OCM probably waited for those other 2 to open before.
100%.
Yeah, saying, no, you got to update your security, you're done.
And it's just silly. They were making tons of money. They were the only testing facility open. They had basically a monopoly. So everyone who got their stuff tested from them, they had to pay for that. I get it. They had to pay for the building and employees and all that, et cetera, et cetera. But you're telling me all that money they were getting, they couldn't have just easily put a badge up? I mean, we had to do it before we opened.
Exactly. Yeah, all the dispensaries have to have the same security as the testing facility. So if we can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not too technically inclined, but we got it.
And I think on the testing, it was almost every time we got something, it was from Legends. So it's going to be definitely interesting to see who gets chosen by the cultivators, and it's definitely going to be growing pains for everybody switching things over.
Yeah,
it's easy when you're used to something, well, just send to the Legends and then we'll be done. Now it's working with a new company. It's always a little bit of a growing pain.
Yeah, so the last couple of vapes we got from Grasslands and Trucana and Island Pezzy have been tested from Shirai. And then Redwood, the flower we got, was tested from Adams. So
okay.
So it's cool. It's and then actually the flower we got from Daisgo is tested from the other one. They're the only, I forget their name, but I actually love their testing the best. Because when you scroll down, they actually told you the smell, the terps, the taste on it. So you didn't have to go and look up what beta carmine or limon would taste like. They told you this one tastes like hops, this one tastes like lemons. I was like, I like that. Why couldn't everyone do that?
Right.
It just makes it easy.
Above and beyond.
Yeah, and I was like, if Legends see them do that and then they copy on that, it'll be a good update in their SOP. So
nice.
Yeah, and then I've also heard that there's been very inconsistent testing in all of these labs as well. Some of the growers I've talked to are seeing visible improvement of their crop. Trichomes looking clearly could see it better. They said they're, taking care of it better and they're going above and beyond, but the testing is still coming back way lower than what they were expecting it. So I'm wondering if these testing facilities, since they're brand new, they don't have everything locked in, because originally he also got one tested and then demanded a retest and it came in 6% higher. So it's just the variables that you could get. So I want people to know when they go into a place and they see one that says 12.7, it could also not be a 12.7. It could be a little bit higher. There's always variables. And also 12.7 will still put you on your ass. I smoked a 12.7 last night and I got high, and let me tell you, my tolerance is probably 6 times higher than yours. I dab every single damn day. So
the tolerance is key too, though, for you. As you smoke every day, for some things you got to switch it up. Just to avoid that tolerance, or it doesn't matter.
Man, I feel like everyone says you have to switch it up, but I've been dabbing since, I'll just say since I've been 21. And every single day I don't think I've taken I maybe take like a 2 day break if I didn't have something, but never anything really insane. I don't have to take crazy amount more dabs because I need to get higher. I just like taking dabs. It's fun. It's like a nice little ritual. It's a social interaction, you know. Me and my friends will get on video calls and we'll just sit there and smoke with each other if we're not in person. So uh, I don't say I'd smoke necessarily more. I'd actually say I'm smoking smaller dabs, but just to smoke more dabs often instead of when I was younger, I was hitting fatter dabs and then not as many. So when I was like freshly 21, I would go crazy with my buddy Alex Hagan. He would give me like 3 5 dabs in a bucket, and now I'm taking like maybe point 0.2 dabs. So definitely calmed it down, but I've smoking throughout that whole entire time. It's not like I need a 7 gram dab now to get high. So,
And what do we got coming in for dabs?
oh my gosh, we have something amazing coming. It is a live resin. It is across 4 different strains. And it is going to be insane. I have seen a couple videos and pictures of it. I've talked to Stash, who was mainly a solvent, which is a rosin, like I am, a rosin smoker, and he has himself said this has been insane smooth live resin, and he was very impressed with what Loon had. I'm going to keep the strains that they used a little bit quiet because I want you to come in and talk to the bud tenders and let them get excited about it because they're all going to have knowledge about it. I'm taking them each to hit a dab so they all know what it's going to taste like, what it's going to feel like, and then they're going to be able to give you the best experience because if they don't know what it is, how it reacts to them, they can't sell it. So they're all going to know how it dabs, how it reacts to them, how they're going to feel on it, and they're going to be able to translate that to each one walking into the shop. So no matter who you are, if you're freshly 21, if you're walking in on Walker, you're going to be able to ask everyone behind my counter how those dabs are, the flavor, and they're going to be able to tell you. So
That comes this week.
this week, Friday the latest.
Sweet. That's exciting. This will be our first.
Yeah, there's only been 3 concentrates in the whole entire Minnesota market, and this is the 3rd one, and it's finally reached us at the very south border. I'm finally excited to try it because I've been a concentrate smoker mainly for probably the past 7 years, and I honestly say I haven't smoked a lot of flower until we opened up the shop, and it's mainly because I want to try every strain to let the customer know, and then I got a nice water pipe and then a nice ash catcher, so now I'm like, dang, smoking bowls are pretty fun. I was like, I guess it wasn't as fun when you were smoking blunts and getting killed by nicotine all the time, but hitting a bowl is pretty nice.
And you got some new stuff for dabs coming from Puffco, is that right?
Yes, we have their Zesty, which is probably my new favorite color. It's yellow, reminds me of lemon. I mean, I'm a go-to lemon guy, so when I saw that color, I was like, for sure getting one. We got their Sapphire, which is like skyish blue, and we got those both in the new Peak, so that's the $220 model. It's not the one with app control, but it still has the water function. And then it also has a Sapphire Pivot, which is the handheld one, coming in at $120. Amazing devices. They're literally, I tell everyone all the time, they're the Lamborghini of dabs. Like if you go anywhere and you say, oh yeah, I smoke dabs out of my Puffco, and they know about dabs, they probably know what a Puffco is. Puffco actually does an amazing thing every year. They call it PuffCon. In California, they throw an event, and they have rappers like Mexican OT, Snoop Dogg, a bunch of big hitters out there all the time. I think they have Doja Cat one year, but they rap. It's a 3-day event. You could only go if you have a device. Like they check the serial number with your account, and then you could buy a ticket. You could go. You could bring your Puffco there, smoke around, walk around, listen to live music, buy Puffco exclusive things there. They are probably one of the only companies I know, like in the vaporizer market, who does something for their community like that.
Yeah, super cool. And in Minnesota, there's opportunities for that with event licenses, right? There you can do stuff like that.
Yeah, Strains of the Earth, they're very, very north of us, is one of the ones who actually have their event license right now, and they do cool stuff all the time. Like, they did a Lord of the Rings watch party where you could smoke weed and watch Lord of the Rings. Like, who doesn't want to do that? Like, that sounds cool.
That doesn't sound cool to me.
What? You don't want to see my precious?
No, I'll pass on that. So what other events do they do then?
So they just did their first big one on 420. They had 4 different cultivators out there, had all their products showcasing, had gummies. And so if you look up Strains of the Earth, underneath their place is actually like a natural cave formation too. So you could like go under their place and like check out underground caves. It's super unique. I don't know how much they spent for their building, but it was not enough, let me tell you that. That should have been like $1 billion building. Like insane.
That's cool. So people just show up, but they're allowed to
Yeah, you can smoke. Yeah,
yep.
you obviously you can't get blitzed and then get in your car and drive away. You have to be responsible. But you could take a gummy, smoke a blunt, then relax for a couple hours, see all the cool events they had going on. They had bingo, movies, the underground cave. Then sober up enough to drive home.
Yeah, we saw that in Vegas at what was the name of that dispensary we went to? But it was the largest one in Vegas now, and
Not in just largest in the world.
largest in the world.
Yes, it was very empty in my opinion, but
It was. They had a lot of free space. They had a huge building, a lot of free space.
a
But
lot of products. They had over 300 something products.
yeah, and you were able to go outside, and they had food trucks, and you could just chill out there and
smoke, yeah.
smoke. And then upstairs they had when we were there, they had where they would let you dab.
Yeah,
You
and then
paid
they had a
$10
trivia.
and trivia going. Yep.
Yeah, and then I bought me and a rookie a dab, and let me just tell you what, the people behind the counter probably should have took a lesson from me and rookie on how to dab, but at least we got a dab there. We needed it while we were out and about, but definitely wasn't the right temperature. I guess I'm a snob now with my temperature device, but I asked the dude jokingly, I'm like, oh, you got this down pat? He goes, yeah, a lot of trial and error. I'm going like, yeah.
Mostly error, right?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, when I'm at home, I have my temperature device, a bigger bucket, maybe my flat top, pillar and all that, pearls. He's like, yeah, and then just dropped this little dish in there. He goes, you can hit it now. I'm like, I know. Not my first rodeo.
But yeah, it was all cannabis trivia, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah, cannabis and Cinco de Mayo. It was a mixture because we were there for Cinco de Mayo week.
Yep, that was super cool.
Yeah, so.
Anything else exciting coming up that we need to tell people about?
I would just say keep eyes posted. If you missed last wrestling event, the New Sound Wrestling, we are going to do something not like that every single month, but something very community-driven, family-friendly every single month to get people engaged. We want the community to come out, have fun. We're having fun being here, so we want you to have fun living here as well. So
yeah, and we're talking about doing the podcast a little different every once in a while too.
yeah, you might get to see my lovely face.
Ooh, could be rough. Once a month, we're going to try and do a video. What do we call the video podcast? Is it?
I think it's just a podcast still.
It's still a podcast.
Yeah, no new technology, no new words.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you'll actually be able to see maybe some products we're talking about, and maybe I could bring my water pipe and show you the cool function on it. Obviously not with smoke or anything, but you could still see the function of it with the water moving. A lot of people don't realize how sophisticated some of these pieces get.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. We were with the Star Media, and we get to be kind of a guinea pig, and we're excited to try it out.
Yeah, and so, if you looking for a spot to come do a podcast, this has been a blast for us. So we're wrapping it up here. I hope to see you guys on episode 9. Let's Be Blunt is recorded at Star Media Podcasting Suite in downtown Laverne, Minnesota. If you'd like more information about renting the suite, contact Star Media. See our show notes for more details.